Hey, I'm Nick Williams with Medicare Millionaire, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how to build a YouTube channel to sell, in this case, Medicare, but to sell anything. So many agents that I talk to are going to social media. So we've worked all platforms at Medicare Millionaire. I started 4 years ago. 4 years ago in August is when we really started making videos. And we started with YouTube. We immediately went to Facebook. We immediately went to Twitter. And we immediately went to Instagram. And we also immediately went to LinkedIn. We used a program called Hootsuite that we take a piece of content and would throw it out to everybody. Now, I'm going to tell you some programs that you need, like programs such as Hootsuite in this video. So you'll need to, first you'll need to make a YouTube channel, and you'll need to make a Twitter channel. I don't like Twitter. It's more politics, so I don't bother with Twitter anymore, but Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and that's enough. And of course your YouTube channel. So, and you've got to create banners for all these channels. You've got to create channel art, but it's all very, very, very simple. And you can find programs that help you do this. So then you pick out a name. So you can make something that's fairly simple. We've created like Medicare Millionaire. That was a home run name. There's a lot of people that have names. I saw one recently. It's Hello Medicare. Wonderful name. Very, very simple. Hello Medicare. Now that channel, they sell to the individual, the consumer. So that's a channel that sells to mom and pop. They sell insurance to the consumer. And it's a very successful channel, but make it anything you want. There's a guy out there, Medicare Bob, that just comes to mind. So it's an easy thing to remember. So I own other channels like Medicare Whiteboard. I used to tell people, somebody go buy Medicare and coffee, and finally somebody went and bought it. It was open for a while. I even did a little show called Medicare and Coffee for seniors, where I would just get on and talk about Medicare and have a cup of coffee. Sometimes I would drink water instead of coffee, but I'd always have a coffee cup. And I would talk to seniors, and every morning I would do it. And I did it for like a month, and I got tired of it. But here's the thing. Now let's talk about making videos or making the content. One thing I did was for at least 100 to 150 days, I believe it was 150 days, I made a video every day. So you've got to be consistent. So I made a video every single day, and it was work, and nothing else mattered during that time period. You can expect to not be successful. You can expect it for a long, long time. Now, here's another thing that you need to keep in mind when you're making these videos, and I tell people this, you could just make a video and use this book as a guide. You could start at one page. I say one page or page one. You could talk about the book, okay? And then you could talk about what are the parts of Medicare. And then you could talk about the options that somebody has when they turn 65. Then you could talk about Medicare versus original Medicare versus Medicare Advantage. And then you could talk about how to get the most out of Medicare. It's all right here. The important thing is that you allow your personality to come through. That's what's important, is that you don't, look, you'll see some people make these videos and they're very polished. Okay, odds are that's not going to be you. But here's the thing, you don't need to be polished. Now, some people are polished and they have a machine behind them. You'll see these people and say, man, they're putting out some high quality content and they're putting out a lot of it. It's not easy. You have to build up to that level. But here's the thing, you never need to get there. You never need to get to that level where you're polished and super smooth all the time. Because if you allow your personality to come through, your personality will resonate with people. And people will like you, unless you have a personality that nobody likes. But there's going to be a percentage, even if you're kind of sort of an asshole, there's going to be a percentage of people that are assholes just like you. So, and I'm kidding in a sense, but in a sense I'm not. Now, when you build this, when you're building this, let me turn this phone off so I don't get bothered. Again, so I'm making this video, I got my phone on, I can turn it off. I don't have to edit this stuff out. If you're just natural and do things, people are okay with it. Again, it's your personality that's going to attract them. And then lots and lots and lots of content. Lots and lots and lots of content. You know, I'll tell you, I started, again, I made hundreds. I made 450 videos. Some of them I'm taking down because they were so bad. They were terrible videos. Sometimes I made, and this is what happens, and you'll see this, people make videos just to make videos, okay? They'll make content just to make content. Some people really know how to post things on Facebook. If that's your jam, okay, knock it out. Push it, push it, push it. Man, I'm terrible at my Facebook post. And I got to get better. I want to hire somebody to do it for me because I'm not that good at it. But I'm good at making videos and allowing my personality to come through. Now, what happens is over time, you will gather a following. If you allow your personality to come through, okay, if you don't have the resources to make everything perfect and polished, you got to go with your strength. My strength is that I'm easy. I'm natural on this video platform, this YouTube platform. I just talk and I know what I'm talking about. It's obvious I know what I'm talking about. So people say, yes, I'm buying into what you're selling, Nick. Okay? So again, it's not hard. If you want to sell Medicare insurance, it's not hard to know exactly what's going on in this book. Then you just tell them, call me up, right? Call me up. But you need to edit your videos. Use Camtasia. Super, super easy program to use. Camtasia, and I'll send you a link if you want a link to Camtasia, okay? Then we also use Canva. Canva is easy to use. I will show you Canva. Let's see. Oh, I'll come right here. Wait a minute. There we go. So Canva, where is Canva? Canva is right here. Here we go. We build all of our stuff in Canva. We build all of our thumbnails. We build all of everything's in Canva. Everything is in Canva. And we don't need Adobe Photoshop. That's like 2015 technology. I'm kidding. If you know Photoshop and you're really good at it, I envy you. But you don't need that. It's too hard. I can go into Canva, and and I'll show you. I can go into Canva. I can pull up let's see. I think it's going to come up here. Here we go. Here's a thumbnail that we have. I can resize this. Look at this. I can resize this. This is a little bit slow. I can resize it for a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post. Let's see. I can resize it for an infographic. I can resize it for Instagram stories. And if I do that, I click that, copy and resize. Now that is sized to post to Instagram stories. You see how easy that is? So you learn these platforms. There's other tools we use. Like you can use a tool like Hootsuite. Hootsuite will post you schedule out all your posts, okay? You schedule them all out in advance. And that's a wonderful tool to use. So I can make one big video and then I can cut it up, repurpose it, and plaster it on Hootsuite. I used to do that. I used to pay somebody to do that. And then that person moved on. I just never replaced them. Here's what will happen if you do this and you build this and you keep working at it. And again, you allow your personality to come through. Now, again, you can make a bunch of videos and nobody will look at them. You got to, I'll tell you what happened with me. I made videos and there were some people in this space, old timers. Actually, it was like one, and they would just complain and make fun of my videos, and it was like, and harass me. And people would say, hey, what's going on here? This old timer dude, and he's younger than me, but he's harassing Nick and they want to see what's going on. What's this all about? And then I posted some other places, like I posted in insurance forums and stuff like that. I got a little bit of traction. You know, you can do the same wherever you want to get your traction. You know, you have to be prolific. That's what I say. You must be prolific. And in order to be prolific, you have to work very, very hard doing so. So you make a video, and again, you can make it right in Camtasia. You know, you could do it. You can have your camera. You put a little card in your camera. You know, like I'm looking at the camera right now. You put a little card in it, it copies it. You take it out. You put it in the side of your computer. Open that up in Camtasia. Do a little bit of editing. Like I'll run a whole video with no editing. I trim the front and trim the back. I make a thumbnail and I post it. That's it. I go to Canva, make a thumbnail and post it. And now I have other people that have done these things for me, making the thumbnails and stuff, but I do a one take. I cannot, and this is the thing about allowing your personality to come through. I cannot afford to be a video editor. I'm not in the video editing business. I'm in content creation. Okay, that's where you need to be if you want to do this. You want to be in the content creation business. I type out articles, okay? Now, I don't do this, but I have articles that I've typed them out. They sit on my blog or my Medicare Millionaire website. They just sit there. And people look at them and they kind of sort of move up in ranks. So you might Google something and find my blog articles. Now, let me tell you something. There are people in this space that do this. They're more prolific than I am. But I've had times where I've been as impactful as anybody in this industry. And then I've had times where I've kind of made some mistakes or kind of waned, but I built like a couple hundred videos, at least a couple hundred videos before I wavered at all. Before any how shall I say it? Before any let up, okay? Before I let up at all, I created hundreds of videos. Again, before I took my foot off the gas pedal at all, I bet I had 200 videos before I took a breath, right? And that's it. You just got to do that. Hundreds of videos, if that's what it takes, or you get lucky. Now, I did everything with I just fed the algorithm. No advertising, okay? I paid nothing for this except for my time. It was completely free. I paid nothing to build this business except my time, which is expensive, right? But I didn't have to pay for advertising. I paid for zero advertising, okay? So, but I did get it posted everywhere, and I took the time. I did have an assistant, again, that would post. They managed what's called, again, the program called Hootsuite, and the Hootsuite posted it everywhere. We would calendar out things, so we'd have the next week all planned out, and then we would just, basically it was on autopilot. So, all right, make content, be prolific. You got to have some tools, okay? So you got Camtasia. I'll send you links for the tools that I use so you can use the same tools. Again, so, and then you need to, in this day and age, you may need to boost things, okay? I take it back. I boosted a couple Facebook posts just to see what it would do over time, just to get my name out there a little bit more on Facebook only. And that was helpful. I mean, I suppose. So I had a Facebook group. I've got, between all the groups, I probably got 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people follow me from LinkedIn. And let me tell you something. LinkedIn has brought me, I would say, hundreds of thousands of dollars in different types of revenue. People saw what I was doing. And you know what they did? They called me up and said, hey, Nick, would you train my agents? Because you obviously know what you're doing. Again, because I allowed my personality to come out, because I said that I spoke my truth, if you will. So I spoke it with intent and confidence. And then people said, I like your style, Nick. And then they hired me. I had people pay me, I would have people pay me $7,000, $8,000 a month. That would probably be on the high. No, I had one that paid me over $12,000 a month for training. But that was a short-lived gig. But for long-term gigs, $7,000, $8,000, not bad. And I would do that for months and months and months and months. And I would work hours to get thousands of dollars. So it was hours for thousands and thousands of dollars. Lots and lots of money. It was great. And that's what happens because you become an authority. You become a personality. People will want to do business with you. So I hope that's helpful. So, okay, the tools, the content, you got to create the platforms, number one. Think of a name, create the platforms, just a name that resonates. Sunshine Medicare, Superstar Medicare, whatever it is, right? Those might be available. I don't know. And then there'll be a bunch of people fighting for those names. It'll be a bidding war. But then you go to, you pick a name and you go to name check. And that name check it's name check, and it'll tell you if that name's available and on what platforms. But it's namechk.com, I believe it is. I'll tell you what, I will look it up right now. namechk.com. Okay. I believe that's it. Oh, yeah, that's it. Name check. And what it will do is it will search namechk.com, okay? And it'll search the internet, and it'll tell you if that name's available on Twitter, and sometimes it's taken, and sometimes you just got to go with it. It might be taken somewhere. It might be taken on Instagram, but it's available everywhere else. So you take the best. You're like, okay, you want to make sure that you're not infringing on a copyright, and you can do that as well. You can go to copyright. It's at the copyright thing, like Medicare Millionaire is copyrighted. Nobody can use that name. I think some people may have had that name on some platform somewhere. It doesn't even matter. They can't use it because I own that name. It's copyrighted. But you can do a copyright check. You just Google that, copyright check, And then you can go through, and I know a guy that lost his name. He was a Medicare coach, and he lost that. He told me he lost that name. He got another name. So Medicare's something else. I don't know what it was. Then you check. Then you get that name on all those platforms, okay? And then you build out the profile on those platforms. It's pretty simple. The artwork, it's usually a picture, and it's no big deal. It's simple. You can actually go on Upwork.com and pay somebody to build all your platforms out. We used to do it for people, but you just go to Upwork, pay somebody $50 to build every single platform out for you. And then you start making content and feed that monster, okay? Just making content, and you feed the monster. Allow your personality to come through and make a couple hundred videos. And listen, you'll learn doing this. And if you do this, if you have clients, you can make it worthwhile because you can tell your clients if they have a question, you can send them a video about that topic. So if they want to know about prescription drug cards and you've made a video about prescription drug cards, just say, look, I made a video about that. I'm going to email it to you. These old people love YouTube, man. They love it. So that's a lot of information right there. But you'll monetize at some point, and that's the thing. When do you monetize? Well, you monetize when you've gained traction, okay? You'll gain traction when you've allowed your personality to come through, and this big old pie of millions of seniors and millions that go on YouTube or Facebook or wherever it is, more YouTube and Facebook, you get a sliver of the pie. But you know what? That sliver might be 2,000 or 3,000 people that like you. Out of 1 million people, just a handful of thousands. and then they like you, and they become your clients. And then, but look, you ask for referrals, man. You work it, you build it, and you find what your niche is, and you exploit that niche. And people will come to you. They'll beat a path to your door. So that's it for now. I just want people to have a fair fighting chance in this arena, and in this arena of content. And you need to make content, and you need to push it, and push it hard, man. Push it hard. All right, I think we're going to end it right there. Hey, subscribe to Medicare Millionaire and ask me questions. We look at these comments. I'll answer the questions. All right, see ya.